Scissors. What's up, everybody? This is Gary Owen. Get some. I remember the first time when I first went to LA, man, I was like 2021. I got invited to my first all-black pool party. I did not know that when you go to a pool party with all black people, nobody gets in the pool. I didn't know that shit. I didn't know that the pool is a centerpiece, you know? I showed up, I was ready to go swimming, man. I had my swim trunks, my flip-flops, a beach ball. I came walking in, I looked around, all the brothers had on linen and gaiters, like, damn, you wore your gaiters to a pool party? I remember I was at the party, I was there for like 2 hours. I was like, somebody get in the fucking water. I'm sitting there, man. I was like, somebody nobody get in the water. So I'm hot. So I start getting closer to the pool. I start putting my feet in. We should get in. It's good. That didn't work. Then I got on the diving board. See if I'm gonna say anything. Then I walked to the end of the diving board, see if I'm gonna say anything. Nobody say anything. So then I started jumping up and down on the diving board. It was funny because the more I jumped up and down on the diving board, the more all the black people surrounded the pool. Everybody thought I was dancing. Like they was hyping me up. He's like, do that shit, do that shit. I was like, you should have seen how the whole party went in slow motion and everybody realized I was gonna jump into the water. He was like, do that shit, do that. No, he's jumping in. I was like, cannibal! I got kicked out of the fucking party, man. I was like, hey, get the fuck out! I was like, what'd I do? I remember I had to get out, I got kicked out of the fucking party and had my towel on, I was walking to my car, had my head down. Everybody's just looking at me like, I was like, sorry, I messed up your pool party. I didn't know I was supposed to get in the pool, so I saw the flyer, there was people in the pool on the flyer. You should probably get a different flyer. There's people in the pool. You probably put them all around it and don't put them in. I read the flyer, I saw it, so. I remember right before I got to my car, one brother hemmed me up. Hey, motherfucker, you ruined my gators. You got my gators wet. I was like, they're alligators. You're fine. They live in the water. You're okay. The brother with the hush puppies, he's fucked. Yeah, because puppies don't live in water. Yeah, you don't puppy paddle, you doggy paddle. Puppies can't survive. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gary Owen with the Get Some podcast. You can listen to this on iTunes. Search hashtag Get Some Gary Owen. Search United We Cast. Or you can listen to it on YouTube. YouTube.com/Gary Owen.com. And with YouTube, I read all the comments that people make on YouTube because it's not a ton of comments. And, I'll be in airports and traveling so much. Sometimes I just get on and read the comments. But see, I'm in Philly at Helium Comedy Club, May 18th to the 20th. And then I'm in Wichita, Kansas, May 25th at the Orpheum Theater. And then I'm in Oklahoma City, the Tower Theater, May 26th with DC Youngfly. And the first show sold out, so we added a second show in Oklahoma City, May 26th. And then I'm going to end the month in Addison, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas, at the Improv, the Addison Improv, May 31st through June 3rd. So that's my schedule. Philly, May 18th to the 20th. Wichita, May 25th. Oklahoma City, May 26th. Dallas, May 31st through June 3rd. And it's fun. This is a sweet segue. Look how sweet I am with my podcast segues. Now, I'm in Philly, May 18th to the 20th. Kevin Hart is in Cincinnati, May 19th. So he's in my city the same weekend I'm in his city, which leads us to the big scandal of the week was Kevin Hart's, one of his good, I want to say best friend, but good friend, JT Jackson, who I know was the one that extorted Kevin with that scandal in Vegas. Let me tell you something about JT. This has been Kev's boy for 15 years. As long, I've known Kev for 20 years. Wow, that's crazy. I've known for 20 years. But ever since Kev got to LA and been on the scene and been in the mix in LA, JT's always been with them, man. A lot of times you'll see Kev out and JT's there, whether at a nightclub or a comedy club or just out to eat. You'll see JT. And the fact that he went to those lengths to extort his quote unquote boy friend for money, I mean, lets you know he never was rooting for Kevin. He never was happy for his success. And I do think it's human nature, and we all like deny it. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm just happy. My boys are getting this or my girls are getting this. But when you're in this business, when you're in trying to be an actor, a comedic actor or a comedian, it's jealousy can sneak in, and it does sneak into your brain every now and then. And so does animosity every now and then. And it is a competitive business. And sometimes you, in your heart, feel like you're funnier than somebody and they get a part that you didn't get. Or you wonder why he got this and I'm not. Or you see how easy it is for the machine, we call it. And in the industry talk, they call it the machine, to get behind somebody and just put them in all these different parts to blow them up. And you wonder, why won't they get behind me like that? And it's hard because you're friends with people, but you get a little jealous of them. I've done it. Luckily, I've had my wife around, and I've never voiced my jealousy or never got to the point where I was angry at somebody. It's like I called my agency and my manager a couple of months ago, and I said, I'm a little frustrated right now with how things are going. And I said, now, I'm not frustrated with my manager. I'm not frustrated with my agency. I'm frustrated at the powers that be that didn't hire me for this project or this project. And it's hard because you're frustrated, but you don't know where to direct it. It's just like, oh, I'm frustrated, but where do I go with it? And I think you got this guy like JT Jackson, clearly not happy with his life, clearly not happy with his career. So instead of trying to go out there and make that money and get into more acting classes or make more YouTube videos or just do whatever you can to see throw everything on the wall and see what's going to stick. And hopefully you get lightning in a bottle with something. You decide, I know my boy's making a lot of money. They publish how much Kevin makes in every movie and how much he earns every year. And you're going to try to extort him with a sex tape that not only are you trying to get money out of your boy, you're messing up his home life too. And I hate when people are like, well, Kev shouldn't have been cheating. That's not your place, man. Plus, you don't know. And not that he has an arrangement with his wife. You don't know what kind of arrangement he's got with his wife. Look at Monique. Monique came out and said, I got an open marriage. And I know Kevin doesn't. And Kevin's admitted he was in the wrong. But still, it's not our place. It's not our place to judge. You don't know where people are at mentally, where they're at in their relationship. I mean, people go through ups and downs. And not saying that what Kev did was right and cheating was right. But you do not, under any circumstances, say anything about your boy if he's doing dirt. I wouldn't say nothing about none of my boys. You ain't getting shit. I'll give you an example. I had a friend of mine, and he asked to use my phone one time to call his girlfriend. Now, his girlfriend calls me back like a couple hours later looking for her boyfriend. And she goes, I can't reach him. Do you know where he's at? I did not know where he was at. And I told him, I said, yeah, I don't know. She goes, well, I can't reach him. And I know he's close with you. And me and him was hanging out a lot at the time. We was on the road. And I just flat out told her, I said, listen, I'm just going to be very blunt and honest with you. I was like, he could be fucking another girl in my room right now, and I wouldn't tell you. You keep pushing me for information. I'm not giving you nothing. And then she goes, I'm thinking some girls will be like, well, fuck you then, Gary, and hang up. No, this is what she says. See, that's why you a good friend. That's what she said. And from that point on, I looked at my boy. I said, don't break up with her. She gets it. And I just like, look, I will never tell on any of my boys about anything. I was like, you ain't giving me for no information? You must be crazy. But it's just, man, I tell you what, ever since that came out, the JT Jackson was trying to extort Kevin, I'm looking at my boys with the side eye. Man, I wonder, and I really have faith in my boys, not faith, but if I was doing dirt like that, would they say anything if they got mad at me or if they got jealous of me? I would like to think they wouldn't. I would never say nothing to anybody. I'm just like, that's a betrayal. that a lot of women might not get, but dudes get. Dudes, you don't betray your boys like that, man. Now, when the Kev shit broke about him in Vegas, my immediate thought went to Aniko and the baby, because I was like, she was 8 months pregnant, and I was more like, she doesn't need that kind of stress right now, because I was thinking about, you just want the baby to come out healthy, man. As a father with kids, I mean, that was my first thought. You messed up everything, dude. Everything. Because let's just say this was a one-time deal with Kevin in Vegas. All right. He was at a place, probably feeling himself a little bit. Wife's pregnant, probably wasn't getting some like he should have been. That happens when you're 8 months pregnant. Goes to Vegas. He's a successful guy, got a lot of money, got a lot of power, has a presence room, could make girls laugh. He got everything going for him as far as how to get pussy. And makes this mistake. And nobody ever finds out. Ever. It never gets released. 18, 20 years later, Aniko, Kevin, his baby that is now 18, 19, 20, it never comes out, and they're happy, and their son's healthy, and everything's great. Kev's got to live with that regret. That's not our place. But it's so far in the past at that point, and the home isn't broken up, and everybody's healthy and happy. Not saying Kev was ever right. Now you, JT Jackson, you take it in your own hands, since you're so unhappy with your life and your career. I'm going to tell on Kevin, try to extort him for money and make it public. I'm going public with the shit. That's saying, fuck you, Kev. Fuck your son. Fuck your wife. Fuck everything. I'm like, dude, he sent the most ominous message. It was like the end of a movie, or the beginning of a movie, where it's just a scroll, and it's like, Kev was partying with me and my friends in Vegas, and there was a lot of drugs and a lot of women, and he comes across as being, wholesome, but that's the furthest from the truth. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I know who I am, blah, blah, blah. And then he says, once a cheater, always a cheater. And I'm like, when I saw that, when it first came, I thought it was a woman writing that. Now to find out it was a dude that wrote that, and he had to have help. He didn't come up with that on his own. There's other people involved. I don't know who. But when the FBI got involved and all the other stuff, I was like, now you look back on it, it could have been that hard of a case to crack if they really thought about it. Because first of all, I owe the girl an apology that was in the room with Kevin. I thought she was in on it. She was adamant. I had nothing to do with this. And she didn't. She didn't know she was getting recorded. And it could have been hard because, I'm sure JT was with him in Vegas when it happened. And I'm sure he was in his room. I'm sure there was other people, but he was in his room. So he left that phone. I'm like, because that's how they record. Oh, the first people they're going to look at was the people that was with him and came in contact with Kevin that weekend. So, that shit it bothered me to no end. Just the timing of it, and just work for you. That's what we do, man. We get so caught up and worried about what other people have. And I'm guilty of it. I do it from time to time, but I let it sit in my brain. I don't ever voice it or try to come at people. And the thing about JT is Kev's put him in so many things. He put him in a Coca-Cola commercial with Kevin. He put him in Think Like a Man 2 with him. And he's had a decent career. He's been in some stuff. He was in that Marlon Wayans movie, Naked, most recently. That's the thing about entertainment. You never know when your next break's coming, and you don't know who's watching you. And a lot of times they just don't know what to do with you, and they're looking for that one thing that's right. And you just never know. Perfect example of just grinding is Tiffany Haddish, man. I mean, now everybody's like, she's an overnight success, but not. Tiffany's been grinding for a minute, and she always believed in herself, and she always thought that role's going to come. That role came in Girls Trip. But she was in the movie Keanu. She was in the movie 300. They had a spoof on it. She was in that. She was on a show I did with Shaquille O'Neal called Upload. She was a special guest on that. I always knew Tiffany was funny. I thought she was a wild ghetto chick, but she didn't go the route, I'm gonna try to make it at the cost of somebody else's downfall. And JT will never work in Hollywood again. Who would want to work with him? Never. when you start telling on shit like that and scams and stuff, oh, I know. Here's the thing: if you get an entertainment business, you're gonna get. I mean, the no's completely outweigh the yeses, and you're gonna be frustrated, and you're gonna struggle at some point with something. And but it makes when things do happen, it makes it all that much more rewarding. It really does, man. You know, because I'm in a little drought right now as far as, and I've said it last couple months I've been on my podcast, as far as movies go. But I'm not wavering in my faith in myself. I know something's going to come, and I know when it comes, I'll be ready. I'm over ready, but I know I've been doing these auditions, and I've been doing well in these auditions. It just, for whatever reason, either the director didn't think I was right, or maybe the studio didn't think I was right, but we're getting great feedback. And we know that my name's coming up and I'm in the mix. It's just a matter of, we got to get that one yes. And UTAs told me, and my managers told me, they said, we've seen this 1,000 times. You're doing everything right, Gary. And it'll happen. And we don't know where it's coming from right now, but it's going to happen because they've seen it too many times. It just happens like this. You can't even explain it. Yeah. So this is what I say about JT Jackson. Coming to a Subway sandwich shop near you is JT Jackson serving Subway. He's going to prison. He's going to go to jail probably. So he's either going to be getting 6 to 12 inches in him, or he's going to go to Subway and be serving 6 to 12 inches to us. One or the other. There's inches coming his way, man. It's funny because the only way he comes back from this is either he's innocent, which the FBI is on it. So I don't see him he's innocent. And he's never commented yet. So you know he probably did it because he would already comment it. But I either see that happening, or you got to own it, baby. You have to own it. You have to beg for forgiveness from Kevin, from Aniko, from everybody, and just be honest. Say, look, I am completely unhappy with where I'm at right now in my career, in my life. I'm completely unhappy. And he's married. I might see what his wife says about all this. Because here's the thing. If you're trying to extort Kev for millions and you're married and also you got millions in the bank, what's your wife going to say? Where'd you get that shit? You know, I mean, I may see how he thought he could get millions and have nobody notice. That's what I don't get. You see this shit in movies, man. You extorted your good friend. I mean, you was at the bachelor party. You was at the wedding. You was ride or die guy. And to find out you never rooted for him. Deep down, you were jealous of him. Deep down, you wanted him to fail. Oh my God. It just pisses you off to even think about it. Really does. His rep is ruined. And it's funny how R. Kelly recently said that in an interview. Because after the Bill Cosby thing, then everybody started coming to R. Kelly, and he was like, these people are trying to ruin my rep. I'm like, nah, you pissing on a girl ruin your rep, buddy. We all saw that. The media did not ruin your rep. You pissing on a girl ruin your rep in my book. That's a rep ruiner right there. Couple more things I want to talk about. One is I recently did a interview with Vlad TV, and it's my second time doing a Vlad TV interview. And I went in there and I filmed something earlier that day when I did Vlad TV. So the dressing room they had me in was really stuffy, and I started to get like congested real bad. I didn't get like a head cold, but I couldn't breathe. And I did this Vlad TV interview, and you can go to YouTube and just look it up. Look Gary Owen Vlad TV. And when we did the interview, my eyes kept watering. I kept sneezing. There was allergies. I don't know what was in that dressing room that just flared me up. But my nose is so red, and I keep sniffing and moving my lips because I didn't want to sniff on camera because I thought I didn't want snot being snuffed up my nose. So I kept moving my lips to hold the sniff in. And every time Vlad would talk, I moved my lips in this weird motion. People were accusing me of being a cokehead. They were like, oh, Gary been sniffing that good nose candy. And I'm like, no, motherfucker, I was sick. Not sick like that, but that's called allergies. But I don't know what a cokehead really looks like. But I was like, I can see that. But people were like, this motherfucker's doing the nose candy. You know, hey, people were like making all these comments. Note to self, don't do cocaine right before the interview. Give it an hour. And it's like, Ain't this a bitch? And it was a miserable interview. But I had to do it because I was in LA. We scheduled it, and I didn't know it was going to look as bad as it did when we filmed it. I mean, as we're doing it, I said, oh, they'll edit it. But they couldn't edit my nose being red, and they couldn't edit me keep doing this shit with my lip when I'm trying not to sniff up snot. And every now and then I got to take a minute. I take a drink of water, and I blow my nose in a paper towel. And I was like, God, man. Vlad TV, you're great and everything, but note to self, have some tissues and it's like some towels and shit on set when you're doing the interview. I don't know if you remember back in January, February, everybody thought Cleveland was falling apart. LeBron's lost it. He's got no supporting cast. And well, lo and behold, who's in the Eastern Conference Finals? LeBron James. Not even the Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron James. Not even the Cavaliers. Only two people I've seen in my lifetime where they just have their name versus a team is Jordan and now LeBron. That's the only two. I can't think of anybody else that they ran promos and it was just one person versus a team. Now in the West, it played out exactly like we thought. Houston and Golden State, Western Conference Finals. This is a series everybody really wants to see. And a lot of people are saying this is really for the NBA championship. And I don't agree with that. Now, let's just assume Cleveland's going to go. Nobody's picking Boston to beat Golden State or Houston. There will be some people that will pick Cleveland over Houston or Golden State. If I'm Cleveland and I get to the NBA Finals, if I'm LeBron, I want Houston so bad more than anybody. Because I think, they don't match up well. Not a lot of people match up good with Golden State. But I also think Golden State's got a mental thing. Not against LeBron, but I think against the Cavs. I don't know if they really believe they can beat Golden State. But I think they believe they can beat Houston. And I'm pulling for Houston versus the Cavs because I would like to see Chris Paul and James Harden in the finals. Harden's been in the finals of Oklahoma City, but I would really like to see Chris Paul make an NBA Finals. I'm still going to root for LeBron, but I wouldn't be heartbroken if Chris Paul got a ring. I think he deserves it. And I tell you what, these NBA playoffs have shown us that these young boys in the NBA it's going to be fun in the next couple of years to watch Utah play because you're going to be watching for Donovan Mitchell. Boston, they're going to be good for the next 5-6 years with Tatum and Brown and Rozier. And then you got Hayward coming back. And Kyrie's a scary one, man, because he's always been injury prone his whole career. He didn't even play at Duke. But you see when he's healthy, what he can do, because the year he was fully healthy through the regular season and the playoffs, the Cavs won an NBA title. And he was giving it to Curry in those NBA finals, giving it, where he got hurt in 2015. And I remember his dad was complaining they shouldn't have been playing him. Got hurt there. Last year he had some nicks and bruises, but this year he's out. It's like, I don't know. He could be like he could be like the name's slipping my mind. He could be a lot like Derrick Rose. Have a couple good, phenomenal, crazy seasons, but just can't get healthy. And you don't wish that at all. But Kyrie's fragile. I think Gordon Hayward's gonna come back. That was just a freak accident. What happened to him? But Kyrie has a history, and he's a little guy, man. It's a man's game out there. Don't get it twisted. That's what makes the stuff Allen Iverson did all the more crazy because he was so little, and he would take it in there amongst the trees. But if I'm Cleveland, I'm rooting for Houston if it ends up being Cleveland NBA Finals because I think LeBron is not intimidated by Paul or Harden. I think he would really think, I got this. Where I think Golden State gives him a little doubt. And not in himself, but in his team. He would never admit that. But if Cleveland was to win the NBA Finals, it'd be that much harder for LeBron to leave. How do you leave the city? But if they lose, then he has an out. I think he has to leave if they lose because he brought a title to the city, and his legacy will be unmatched if he leaves. If he leaves and goes to another team and leads 3 different franchises to NBA titles that don't have a history of winning a lot of NBA titles. I mean, the Heat had one with Dwayne and Shaq in 2006, but nobody thinks of the Miami Heat as a powerhouse, only when LeBron went there. Cleveland has no history of going to the finals winning titles until LeBron's there. And then whoever he goes to, and I think he'll definitely go to the West. He's not going to stay in the East. I don't think nobody wants any part of Boston next year. That team's going, ooh. But these young boys, how did I not know Louisville had Rozier and Donovan Mitchell? And how did I not like pay any attention really? I know they were good, but I know their games are going to translate like that to the NBA. And how did they not? It's amazing when these guys are just amazing NBA players and couldn't take their teams anywhere in college. Ben Simmons, LSU, didn't do shit in college. Kevin Durant, Texas lost. I remember picking my NCAA bracket. Texas lost in the first round. Durant's sophomore year, or was it his freshman year? Was he one and done? What one and done? They did nothing in the NBA. And they lost in the first round. I was like, dang, how bad is that team? You know, and I remember Rick Barnes always had a history of being a player's coach and people love playing for him. But damn, dude, you got Durant? You can't get the Sweet 16? Really? And also, you know, I love watching Westbrook play. But who is the owner of Oklahoma City? One, your scouting department is second to none. You know how to draft people. Harden, Durant, Westbrook. I mean, you have a nice history. But then you bring Oladipo in. He don't do shit with Westbrook. Harden doesn't really do shit with Westbrook. But they leave and they flourish, completely flourish in other cities. And that's the difference between Westbrook, LeBron, Jordan, guys like that. They make everybody better around them. Jordan made so many people millionaires. And LeBron's the same way. LeBron just makes everybody better around him. And it's fun to watch. All right, I'm going to talk about the Bengals, and then I'm going to do a crazy stepdad story, which kind of ties into my brother. Now, the Bengals recently had Eric Reed in, and he used the safety for the 49ers, and he was the guy that's Colin Kaepernick's right hand and took a knee and kept taking a knee. And I really want the Bengals to sign him. I really did. And they didn't. And I've always been a fan of Eric Reed's. I thought he could have helped the team. But then he comes in and gets interviewed, and the owner, Mike Brown, asks him, are you going to take a knee if we sign you? Which is a valid question. It's something I think everybody would ask Kaepernick. And now Eric Reed was like taken back by it. And now he gets a lawyer and he's filing like a grievance against the Bengals for asking him something like that. And I'm like, what? It goes back to, dude, nobody's going to hire you or bring you in if you're doing this. Honestly, it really wasn't that big of a deal. It's a valid question. It's a valid question. They just want to know. I mean, think about it, Eric. You're coming to a small market in the Midwest, and everybody's conservative. And he just wants to know if you're going to take a knee. Now, here's the thing. If you decide to take a knee, you're going to get some backlash from people around here. And not a lot, but you'll get some backlash, and the backlash will make a lot of noise, making you think it's a lot of people. But it really isn't. Because let me tell you this. They drafted Joe Mixon last year, there's a video of him hitting a woman. And granted, he was 17, 18 when it happened, but it got released. And when they drafted Joe Mixon, everybody's like, oh, Bengals are going to lose their fan base. They're hiring an abuser. No, they're not. The kid, listen, completely wrong. You don't hit a woman. You don't hit a man for that matter. Just don't hit people. How about that? But 18, not thinking straight, full of testosterone. Woman got in his face, was talking a lot of shit, and he hit her, which was stupid. But scores a couple touchdowns, couple big runs. Ain't nobody bringing up that woman right now. Ain't nobody bringing up that woman to Cincinnati. Now, Bengals let go of Jeremy Hill. They're talking about Joe Mixon's in shape. He came back in like 15 pounds lighter. Still got these tree trunk legs. Still got his speed, his power. Everybody's like, we can't wait. Give that ball to Joe 25 times a game. Nobody cares about that one right now. Eric, if you get hired by the Bengals and you do take a knee, you will get a little backlash. But once the game starts, nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit. If I don't care. I've never watched a football game and and looked at somebody after they scored a touchdown or get an interception or have a big run and said, hey, was he kneeling or standing during the anthem? Because I don't give a shit. And most people don't give a shit. We just want to know, can you ball? That's all we want to know. Can you ball, baby? That's what it comes down to. Nobody cares. And let me tell you, those same people, and you know this is true, those same people that are upset that you're taking a knee are the same people that ask you for an autograph after the game. Thanks. Thanks, Eric. And then they stop complaining. I mean, it's a result business. Can you give us results on the field? I don't give a shit. But I think he's wrong in filing a grievance with the NFL because you're fucking yourself, man. Ain't nobody else gonna bring you in now. Because if we ask you a question you don't like, you're gonna file grievance against us, and it's not gonna go anywhere. I mean, I don't know who gave him that advice, but I thought that was stupid. I was like, he asked you a question. He's the owner of the team of a small conservative city. And listen, I'm just like Joe Mixon would get interviewed. Everyone's gonna ask him about him hitting that woman. Ray Rice is going to try to get back in the league. Everyone was going to ask Ray Rice about him hitting his wife. If you have a drug bust, everyone's going to ask you about drugs. So you took a knee. Everyone's going to ask you, hey, if you come here, are you going to take a knee or not? That's just a valid question. Not a big deal. I didn't think it was a big deal at all. I'm sure you got to ask other questions too. But since that, I don't know who gave him that advice, but I just don't think it was smart. And I'm a fan of his. I'm a fan of Kaepernick's, I just don't think you want to get back in the league, but then you're going to sue for who cares? Don't even bring it up. Just, hey, they asked it. I told them yes or no. What is it? Who cares? You come on the team, you ball out. Nobody gives a shit if you stood or kneeled before the game. That's a fact. Now, I'm going to incorporate my crazy stepdad story with this next bit. Now, I told you guys earlier, I read most of my YouTube comments, especially on my podcast, because some people say, we'd like to hear you talk about this, or they say, we didn't like this, or we like this. And I listen to you guys. One guy sent me this. He said, I'm not going to give his name out, but you stay talking about your brother's case and past. You really a square, Gary. You think the streets and jail aren't in constant communication? You're going to talk your brother into a bad situation. I think you do it purposely out of spite and then play victim about your relationship with your parents. Just my thoughts. I sent a reply. I said, how do I talk my brother into a bad situation? Dealing fentanyl, meth, and heroin got him in a bad situation. And if you listen to my podcast, I've never said my brother's name, ever. The one that got in trouble and we don't have the same last name. So you can't search Owen or Owens and find him anywhere. So I've never mentioned his name one time. I just said my brother. So good luck finding him. And he did get sentenced May 8th. He's in jail right now, awaiting transfer to a prison. I haven't found out how long he got, but I do know he's going to prison for sure. Just we don't know how long. Now he gained weight, which is a good sign. That told me he's probably not doing drugs right now. And he did go to a rehab facility, which is a good thing. Because as much shit as they've done to me, I still don't wish bad things on them. And I had a talk with somebody the other day, and I said, I've forgiven everybody in the family. I've forgiven everything. People always say you forgive not for them, but for yourself. But I've forgiven everybody in my family, but it's crazy because I know if I was ever to say I forgive you, they would say, for what? For what? We didn't do anything wrong. That's what they'd say. So, I said this last week or 2 weeks ago, but God, I just think as a parent and I'm an outsider looking into the family. I'm more like, damn, man, if you got 3 boys and my mom has 3 boys, one's dead from a heroin overdose, one's in prison, and the other one doesn't come around. What's Christmas like? What's Thanksgiving like? It's like, you got your daughter, my sister. Yeah, she's going to be around. But at some point I would think, what did we do that, what are we doing wrong here? That we could change things up. And what it is, you have to have self-awareness, and it's hard. That's the hardest thing to do. I was talking to somebody about it, and they said, especially with your mom, they was like, you're only going to have a relationship with her when she has some self awareness, and that's hard to do. That's tough, man. Self awareness, and she's got to get there. And the lady I talked to who works in the court system, where my brother got locked up, she was like, she sees it a lot. She was like, and it's hard to watch when somebody does become self aware and they have to confront what they could have did different and how things could have changed if they would have caught this earlier. But that's the thing. We're such a forgiving society, and you always will. I think you'll forgive your family members before anybody else, and try to make it right, and bend over backwards and try to help them. And if my mom ever wanted to reach out and talk and reconcile, I would at an arm's length. But I would also tell you got to get help. You got to get help, Mom. And I might need some help. We might have to go together. I not love, that's a weird word, but I would be so open to going to counseling with her, because I would love to see what she had to say and her point of view. And I want her to see what I went through and what I saw. And you can't do that. I can't go over her house and do that at her house. You just can't go over my house and do it. You have to have somebody else in the room that's impartial and not emotionally attached to the situation. Because if me and her do it, we're all coming with 4 aces in our hands. Like, you did this, but I did this, but I did this, but you did this. And we're just going to keep doubling down, and then we're not going to get anywhere. You have to have somebody to say, no, you were wrong here, to my mom. And then somebody could be like, Gary, you shouldn't have did this. And I'm not saying everything I've done is 100% perfect and correct and how I've reacted to certain family situations. But I'm just saying, I'm looking at my life, how I live it, how people react around me. I have a lot of friends. I like to think my family likes hanging out with me. And my kids are teenagers, so sometimes I wonder. But I'll think my life is successful when I get older and my kids still want to come around and hang out with me and just see me. We ain't got to do nothing. If they still enjoy coming over my house, then I'll know. I was like, okay, I'm good with them. They don't have to do nothing else. As long as I know they're still coming around and they want to, holidays, they're still there, and, they're excited when they see me, that's all you want. I remember my son, when he was like 10 years old, he was playing, it was either baseball or basketball. And there was a couple of boys on the team. They were probably little better ball players than him. And one of the moms came up to me and my wife and said, God, we love your son. And I was like, huh? And they were like, he's just so nice to all the boys. And I was like, you know what? Fuck those superstar athletes. That was the best feeling, that said he's so nice to all the boys. I was like, that's all you want? Just a cool kid. So anyways, when I read, I was tracking my brother's case online to see what he got and where he's going and stuff, because I still don't know if I'm going to write him or not when he gets to jail. Part of me says I'll write him one letter and then I'll leave it alone and I'll just say my piece. I'm not going to put him down or do anything like that because he is in prison. I'm just going to tell him, I don't really know what I'm going to say. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to write from my heart and tell him I forgive him. And then that's done. So he knows. And then the door's open if he ever wants to write back. But I'm not expecting a letter back. But I'll probably will write him one letter when he's in prison. Just let him know. But I don't know where we go from here. I think one of my biggest fears is something happening to my mom and we don't reconcile. And not even reconcile, but have any kind of closure. Because we don't. We don't talk at all. So I don't know where her brain's at, like why she thinks the way she does, and why does she think I'm such a bad person? I would just like to know. I'm curious. But you would think, come the holidays, you're like, dang, none of my boys are here. One can't be here because he's in prison. One's passed away. Another one just doesn't come around. Like, clearly we didn't do something right, So anyways, and what I was saying was I read the court transcripts from his lawyer, my brother's lawyer, and it had said, one of the things it said was he started using drugs to cope with the loss of his brother. He became depressed. And as soon as he got arrested, that's the first thing I said. I said, that's what they're going to say. My mom and stepdad are going to say, he never did drugs. He just started to do drugs when my brother died because he was depressed when he died. And I was like, I knew that was, I said that the day he got arrested. I said, that's what they're going to say. Because they have to like push off that guilt. You got to push it away. Why is he doing it? There's no way he's been doing this for a long time. There has to be a reason. Oh, it's because his other brother died. That's what it was.
Oh, you listen to the Gary Owen podcast. Hashtag Get Some. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gary Owen with the Get Some podcast. You can download this on iTunes, which is at just search Gary Owen or hashtag Get Some, or you can watch it on YouTube. Now that I'm visual, you can go to youtube.com/Gary Owen Com. I tried to get Gary Owen, but who's ever got my name has not given up on it. Just like when on my social media, on Twitter and Instagram and all that, I'm Gary Owen Comedy because whoever got Gary Owen must have got there early. Because I got in on Twitter and Instagram early and they just ain't giving it up. So with that, this is the first podcast I've done with a guest, and I racked my brain over who could I get. I thought about bingo players, Reds. I wanted to be Cincinnati-ish because I'm from Cincinnati, but I ended up going with
the only person you really, really wanted to have on the show. I'm sure
you can't cut in before I announce you.
Oh, that's us.
Well, I'm just saying.
Sorry,
I didn't even get a chance to pump the studio where I'm doing my podcast.
Wait, get back to me.
Well, hold on. I want to pump Timeless Recording Studio. As you can see, you can follow them at Timeless R Studio. That's their Instagram and Twitter. And as you can see, this is a big country music station. They do a lot of country music songs, as you can see by the mural behind me. And that's what I was looking for. I was looking for that hip hop with a splash of country type studio. They asked me if I wanted to get my own mural or my own backdrop. And I was like, nah, when you think of Gary Owen, this is what you think about. You think about Dre and Nas,
Biggie,
and Tupac, and Kendrick Lamar, and Nicki Minaj, and Eazy-E, and Kanye West, and Outkast, and Jay-Z. Oh, there's Eminem. They got one white guy in the corner. So they got that white guy and me. That's who we got. I digress. My first guest, first name is Kenya. First guest ever I've had.
Yeah.
And if you keep interrupting me, this might be the last time you be on the podcast.
Okay, I'll be
her name is Kenya Duke Owen, aka my wife.
Yeah.
First one.
Hey.
Yeah. Now, do you have your own podcast,
wait,
right?
You said your first one?
No, my wife, aka my wife.
You said my first one.
Well, we can replay it back, but I don't think I did.
You did.
So, okay.
I better be the last one.
All right.
Yes, I do. But let me tell you something. I do have a podcast. We do it in this building, the same building.
How many viewers do you have? Nobody's heard it.
Can anybody see my finger?
They just.
Okay.
This is what my wife does. Every week, she goes and she records a podcast. Whoever her engineer is won't put it out. He's like, nah, we want to do test runs. We're going to try it out. And I keep trying to tell her, you build your audience with your podcast. They like hearing you grow.
Babe, I'm talent. I'm not, they got to do all that. I'm just there to have fun.
How many times have you been doing it? How many months now?
A year.
And there's been nothing on iTunes, nothing on YouTube, nothing on MySpace. Put the shit on MySpace. There's nothing on MySpace right now.
Listen, I agree.
So you got a year of recording.
Yeah.
Because here's my brain set. This is how my mind works.
And this is not like me and Betty Sue that lives 2 doors away from me. Like I'm doing it with Jerry Tolliver, who has a lot of radio experience. So, this is a real
all the
podcast.
more reason she should have been like, put this shit out.
You're right. Cause she's like really good and she is very open and fun and friendly on the podcast. So I agree. It'll come out, I think July, but can I just,
nobody's ever going to hear it. My thing is you could be doing something way more productive than doing a podcast that nobody hears. It's like me going to comedy club.
Jerry.
But let me ask you this. It's like me going to a comedy club and there's no audience and I'm just going on stage for a year. Hey, Gary, where you going? I'm going to go to the Improv or Funny Bone tonight at 3 p.m. and nobody's there. Why? I'm working on some new jokes.
Jerry, screw Gary. Listen, I will come and do a podcast with you any day of the week. I love talking to Jerry. We have a lot of fun. We talk about everything.
You and this Jerry person do it on the phone or go to Starbucks like most women do.
See you Saturday, Jerry.
Okay, good luck with that.
Me and you, no listeners.
All right, let's get on with what I want to talk about.
What you want to talk about?
I want to know what your version of, because this is the thing, when you've been with somebody for as long as we've been together, 20 years, the dynamics change. I want to hear how you met me. I'm going to tell you what I remember the first time I met you. Then I want you to tell me what you liked about me, but also what you didn't like about me when we first met. And I'll tell you what I thought.
Okay, we're going to take it one question at a time.
Right. Where did we meet?
Because that was about 4. We met at the Comedy Store.
Okay, I remember that.
The first time I went to go see you. So listen, I didn't have a lot of money when I was in LA. Like, in fact, I had no money. But the Comedy Store at that time, it was $10 and you got to see like a night full of like really funny comics.
Because it was Fat Tuesday.
It was Fat Tuesday.
For those of you that are watching or listening, back in the late 90s, there was a guy named Guy Torrey, who's still a very, very popular comedian out there. Mm-hmm. But Guy Torrey started this Tuesday night at the Comedy Store on Sunset called Fat Tuesdays, PHAT Tuesdays. Mm-hmm. And when I tell you, from about 96 to about 2003 or 4, that was the spot on Tuesday nights.
Everybody was there.
If you want to see Shaq, if you want to see any NBA ball players that was in town, NFL players.
So if you were a girl with an agenda,
man,
that is where you needed to be.
Chris Tucker, Eddie Murphy. Yeah. It was, you never know who was going to be in there at certain, I mean, Tupac was there a few times. Mm-hmm. Suge Knight. I was there when you checked, Jay-Z's right-hand man. I'm going to tell that story. That was an interesting story. That was a good one.
I'm going to get back to you and I.
Okay.
All right. So, the night that I went up, Gary was going, he went up. He followed Cedric the Entertainer. And that night he was the only white comic on. And, he was the only comic that got a standing O. And he was so.
Doesn't mean anything, brother.
It does for black people.
When I see comics on social media saying, I got a standing O, you don't get no bonuses for standing O's. You don't get any more money for getting a standing O.
You get a lot of street cred. That room was packed.
All right.
And you at that time became a white guy who could do an all black room following Cedric the Entertainer. Okay. So it meant something. So anyways, it was really good that night. And I went, I didn't have an agenda other than the fact I was just trying to go somewhere that I could afford to go. But, I went home that night and I was telling all my friends, oh my God, you got to go to the Comedy Store. It's $10. And they had this white guy that went up and he was really funny and he was the only one, blah, 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 blah. That got the standing O. So then we all decided to go the next Tuesday because it's $10. And then guess who we see? Gary M. Effin Owen. However, this time he is the warm up, and I didn't know a lot about comedy in its progression.
Let me explain everybody what a warm up is. I want to explain everybody. A warm up is the guy that when a comedy show starts on shows like that where there's like 7, 8 comics on the show, the warm up goes up first to a cold room, does a couple jokes, but his job really is to tell people 2-drink minimum, keep table talk to a minimum. Turn your pagers off.
Right, pagers.
Or cell phones off, because back then there was pagers and cell phones. And that's basically what it is. Respect the comics.
Yeah, so he told a couple of jokes. I mean, that's all right. It's all right. So then the show went on. It was fine. And all my friends were like, he wasn't funny. What are you talking about? He wasn't funny.
No, they said it was okay.
No, okay. That's what you say when you want to be nice, because Okay. He was just okay, not funny, aka not funny. So anyways, we had a good time.
Still got that pussy though.
You didn't get it that night.
Boom.
You didn't get that night.
Still got that pussy though.
You had to get
funnier. I wasn't funny, but I got that pussy.
Not
Boom.
that night.
Shut that down. I got no pussy when I got standing O. That's what I know.
You got no pussy that night. Okay, it was nothing was jumping off. So
but
anyways,
this is where the story gets good. This is where the pussy comes in.
We are walking back to the car, me and my girlfriends. Gary standing on the side, and I saw him. I was like, "Hey, I saw you last week, and you were so funny. What? You weren't funny this week. What happened?" And that gave him an opportunity to tell me a little bit.
I was the warm up. My job wasn't to be funny tonight. Yeah, I was literally in the audience. And Guy said, yo, Gary, can you warm the audience up real quick and just, tell them the announcements? I was like, okay. I literally told like 1 or 2 jokes and then did the announcements. And I was on stage probably 3 or 4 minutes and I got off. Mm-hmm. But I took that chance to get your phone number. Because I was like, if you want to talk about it. That wasn't your plan.
I just happened to walk past you and I really started the conversation by telling you.
This is how good my memory is. You had a white t-shirt tied up
Yeah.
to show your stomach. It was flat, and you had these
It's still
like
flat, right?
you had these Thelma from Good Times jeans on. They were patchy and
Patches.
like very 70s.
I know. You know they back. I hate you made me get rid of them.
Well, have you still had those?
Yeah.
I don't think those jeans you still want to be wearing.
Really?
The funk 20-year-old jeans. Come on, man.
There are washer and dryers.
Not for 20 years. Not for 20 years.
Okay. All right.
Come on.
So that's how we met. But we didn't exchange numbers or anything that day.
How did I get your number?
I think I saw you out later.
No, I got your number that night because I still lived in San Diego, and I called you like a couple days later from San Diego, and I think I left a message on your home phone, and then we ended up talking for like an hour when I was in San Diego, and you were in LA, and I remember on the phone you thought I was so nice. You was, God, you're so nice, and I was like, yeah, and then you go, you gonna make me hate you eventually, and I was like, why would you say that?
Because everybody starts off nice.
Oh.
And then within like 3 months, people that, they can't always be nice. The real them comes out.
I'm still nice, I think.
No. You are nice and you're very soft.
When did we slept together pretty early?
No,
too.
I don't know why you keep saying that. That is not true.
No, we did. It was like second date.
It was okay. It was not the second date. Maybe the
pretty
third.
close.
It was not.
Here's what I remember.
It was the third.
Whenever
date.
we did sleep together, I got no oral because
no.
she goes, this is what she said. This is why I was like interested, but kind of turned off. Cause I go, I'm sitting there like, so what up? What up? I'm trying to, she goes, oh, you mean go down? I go, yeah. And he goes, oh no. And I went, oh, you don't do that? And you said, no, I love it. You go, I just don't do it to everybody. So I was like, whoa, so clearly she's done it. She's got skills, but she just doesn't do it to everybody. It was like a turn on and a turn off at the same time. Like my dick went boom, 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 like 3 times, up, down, up, down. It was confusing as shit.
Well, yeah. So, I was not sucking everybody's dick.
But what did I do the first time we had sex afterwards?
You jumped into the swimming pool naked. And I was like, this white boy here.
So happy.
I didn't know what I was supposed to do because I had never seen anything like that.
Like, keep in mind, I was renting this house in Hacienda Heights, California.
And we were sleeping on an air mattress.
I had an air mattress. So I knocked it off on an air mattress. I was like so happy. And then, so as soon as I was done, I went to the bathroom. I think I went to the bathroom to I told you to flush the condom or whatever, but the back door to the bathroom led right to the pool.
Right.
So it just seemed like natural. I'm naked. It's the middle of the night. I feel good. I'm gonna jump in the pool. And I just remember your face looking at me like, the fuck's he doing in the pool?
I had no idea.
I'm in there like this. I just jumped in for a few minutes. Corey cleans it off in case you got anything. Yeah, but so our timing is right on that.
Yes.
Now I remember 2 stories before we started dating and before we slept together that told me a lot about.
On date 3 is when we slept together.
Okay.
I just kissed your microphone.
Okay. One I remember we went to, Prince had a nightclub called Glam Slam, downtown LA.
Had upstairs and downstairs.
Upstairs. And you was upstairs.
Yep.
And Shaq, you worked for Shaquille at the time.
Yep.
And Shaq had some kind of event or party for Twism, his record label clothing line.
Y'all remember Twism.
And so she's sitting on the balcony. You were sitting on the balcony, and you had and this is how good my memory is. You had a blue button-down shirt with black pants on. I don't know why I remember it. So I'm leaning like this, and you leaning like this, talking to me, and we just talking. I remember you was laughing at everything I said, and I was like, all right,
funny.
I always got her laughing, right? This brother gets in between us, acts like I'm not even there. Like he literally just went boop. Now I'm looking at the back of his head. I'm looking at the back of his head. He was an attractive dude though, and that's what pissed me off because he looked like one of them smooth brothers that I was like, he ain't gonna stick with her. He's just trying. I was like, in my brain, I was like, this one of them good looking dudes, LA dudes, that probably didn't have a lot, but he was living outside his means, and he was like, I'm gonna move in. This white dude ain't doing shit, and I literally was looking at the back of his head, and I wasn't mad at him.
I don't really like pretty like light skin.
Why you date me?
Well, no, you are
pretty.
attractive, but I don't like pretty light skinned guys, like black guys.
Yeah.
I don't think they make good lovers.
Most women don't.
I think they're very lazy.
Yeah.
I think they're lazy.
Oh, really?
I do.
Oh, it's a stereotype.
Oh, sorry.
But he got in between us, and I remember I was looking at the back of his head. And I kept waiting for you to say, dude, I was talking to this dude.
Right.
And I just faded out. You know, I left and I went down to the bar and I was with a buddy of mine. I go, hey, what happened to that girl you was talking to? I go, man, fuck that bitch, man. Fucking whack motherfucker. And then I came back up and I was walking by you and I wasn't even going to say anything.
Yeah.
And you stopped me.
Was I still talking to the guy?
No, you was still by the rail. And because you never was the one to be, even when I saw you in nightclubs, you always was on the side. You
I'm
never
a
was
people
in
watcher,
the middle.
though.
Yeah. But I remember you stopped me, you go, hey. And I gave you a look and you go, you mad? And I was like, yeah, that was rude. And you was
rude.
like, but you admitted you was rude.
Yeah,
and that's the only reason I stayed talking to you. Because you'd have been like, what are you talking about? I just went,
Gary, I'm a good conversationalist.
all I'm saying is you're having a conversation with somebody and then
So
all of a sudden a
rude.
new face is there.
I know. Rude.
Right. You said, he was like, yeah, you're right. I was rude. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, at least she
Who
admitted
was
it.
that I was talking to?
It ain't important right now.
No, I mean, no, you're right. It isn't.
I don't
But that
know.
was some rude, that was rude behavior.
Right.
I apologize. I still apologize.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, she's cool. So that was a good one. And the other story, what was the other? Oh, I forgot it. I had two good stories about you. One was Glam Slam early on in the relationship. Oh, it's a great one. The other one was, this is after I'd seen you at the Comedy Store a few times,
Yeah.
but I don't think we were really talking. But I had your number.
Okay.
And you was with, I'm not going to say her name. You was with a
I
girl.
don't remember her name. Just say her name.
No, I don't remember it.
Oh.
It doesn't matter. She was known. It's crazy how LA's big, but Black Hollywood is small.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody knows the hoes. She was a hoe. Like she slept with a lot of ball players, a lot of actors, a lot of comedians.
But she was still homeless.
Yeah, she was still like, she was squatting? Like she'd be in $1 million home sleeping with some Laker.
Right.
And then
Still
in her car
homeless.
the next day. But I remember you was at the Comedy Store with her. And I literally went, why are you with her?
I didn't know she was a hoe, though. Remember?
Right.
Okay.
But what I was saying was, I was like, why you with her? And then you said, you was like,
I thought she was nice.
no, that's not what happened. She worked at Twism with you. You go, she's working at Twism now. And I thought she was trying to be like, stand up a little bit. And you was like, oh no, she's working at Twism now. I said, oh, so he goes, so I was just taking her out because I just met her. She started working at Twism.
Yeah.
And you said, all right, we're leaving. And I was in the lobby of the Comedy Store and I said, all right, I'll see you later. And then I come out like 30 minutes later. You're still in the front. When it closed, that's when dudes make their moves on the hose at the Comedy Store. Because everybody's just sitting in that little patio area.
Yeah.
You was out there just out with her, cutting up. Let me finish.
Okay,
You said, no.
reference of me being a hoe.
No, but listen, listen, you was out front and you was with her. And I remember in my brain, I was like, oh shit, she a hoe. Cause I was like, she's hanging with a hoe.
Reference to-
I was like, she's hanging with a hoe. I go, so she's a hoe. So you were guilty by hanging with a hoe. I thought you was a hoe. And I remember I told you, I was like, I thought you was leaving. And he was like, yeah, she wanted to stay. So we just end up staying. And I was like, you know why she's staying, right? I was looking at you like, she's trying to find a place to stay. Like she's looking for a dude tonight.
But, okay, so first of all, I didn't know all of that. Like she did not introduce herself as being homeless. Okay. She was just nice. She seemed like a nice enough person. She was nice to me. I mean, I didn't really know her history. You want to go out? Let's go out. And, when you're trying to leave, you always stop and say, hey, whatever. Somebody you used to know, somebody you want to know, whatever. It's all that kind of conversation. And so that's why it was still there. But
yeah, you told me that, but I didn't know you well enough then. So in my brain, when I walked out, I go, oh, I was like disappointed in you. Cause I was like, she's one of them. And I would just sat there and I waited like,
well, let me ask you.
Hold on. I waited like 15 minutes before I, said anything. Cause I wanted to see like if you was getting numbers or just really playing the field. But I remember you two left. What I remember her saying is when I not confronted you, but when I told you, I said, she a hoe, right? So I told you, I said, you look like a hoe by association. And then you said, you got in her ear like, let's go. And then she said, and I'll never forget it. She goes, oh girl, there's too many men out here to leave right now. Cause now the Comedy Store is letting out. So all the ball players, all the dudes were coming out and she wanted to be there. Cause that's what the dudes, she really, there's nothing wrong with her being a hoe. Cause a lot of girls,
I agree with that.
A lot of girls work really hard not to work.
Right.
You know what I mean? They work really hard not to work. So I'm not saying I didn't think anything less of her. I mean, everybody knew what her thing was. She wasn't like trying to do trapped or anything. Just, I don't know. But, when I came out, I was like, you know, now everybody at this comedy store thinks you a hoe because you with the hoe. Cause I was like, now all these dudes, they coming at you because they think, oh, and then you guys go somewhere that night. You went to somebody's house.
Don't lie.
That's what you told me.
100. No.
What'd you do after you left the comedy store that night?
I thought I dropped her off someplace. Or maybe
that's not. I don't remember that story.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I remember you said you went and you had to tell her, I gotta go. You went to somebody's house.
Like to drop her off?
You was with her. I think you drove her.
I did. I was driving.
You guys rode together.
Yeah, I was driving.
Yeah, she wanted you to go over to somebody's house, and you said you didn't want to go.
Yeah,
but you still took her over there. But you told me about it. It wasn't like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How disappointed were you? Because here you are today. You weren't that disappointed.
No, I was like, I mean, I'm not saying I still wouldn't have tried to hit it. I'm just saying I don't know. Huh?
Maybe she was just promiscuous and young. And
no, she really likes sex. Let's just say that. I don't want to. Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't call her a hoe. She just really likes sex from different dudes.
Right. Exactly.
She reminded me of the girl.
She was a pretty girl.
She was very pretty.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
Very pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. She's very pretty. But she reminded me of the girl from Officer and a Gentleman. That if anybody's seen that movie, when the Louis Gossett Jr. warned the cadets, be careful of these women out here because they're trying to get a pilot. And then the one dude really fell for the girl and he dropped out because he wanted to go back to Oklahoma and take her back home. And then she said, I don't want to marry some Okie from the Skokie. I can get that right here. I want to marry a pilot, a naval aviator. I want to live my life overseas. I was like, that's what it reminded me of. I go, oh, she's one of them. She's trying to get somebody.
Where is she at though?
Mm-hmm.
She had like a boy's name, like like a Taylor.
She ended up getting pregnant by a ball player.
Did she?
I'm not gonna say who. I don't want to call everybody out, but she did end up having a baby by a ball player. Will you tell me after the podcast? Afterwards, I will. Okay. But she did. She did.
Oh, did her life change?
I don't know if they were ever together, but she did. You know, she got what she wanted, I guess.
Yeah.
You know.
I can't wait till the podcast is over. How long you do? How long is this podcast?
We got about 30 more minutes. 20. I mean, I can end it when I want if you just want to cut it off short. For selfish reasons.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean?
No.
All right, now let's talk about our wedding day. Because I've told people about our wedding day numerous times.
I don't ever talk about our wedding day.
Was that bad?
Hell yeah, it was bad.
Why do you think it was bad?
Because I spent a year planning it to have everything go wrong in like 30 minutes.
Whose fault is it that went wrong?
Your family's fault.
Not completely. You hired the preacher.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So first thing that went wrong is the preacher, the day we got married was also his anniversary and the wedding was running late, not super late, but a little late, half hour. So he left. He had to go. He had to go celebrate his own. So he left and didn't even make sure that we had someone else. Every black family has a pastor. So third cousin, fourth cousin, fifth cousin, uncle, a man that's sort of like your uncle, and my cousin just happened to be sitting there at the wedding. So Melvin. So he ended up standing up to marry us. Yeah, you're right.
Right. So basically,
it was terrible.
Preacher walked out of our wedding,
right,
with no regard.
No regard.
Yeah.
He's an asshole, though.
Right. So
he's a really bad preacher too.
That happened. Then the baker dropped our cake.
Yep.
We had a 5-tier cake. The lady slipped and 4 tiers fell off. So we just had the sheet. And I remember they told me, and you didn't know yet. Somebody got in my ear because we were waiting like 45 minutes to walk into the hall to make the announcement. Here's the bride and groom. And once we got in the hall, I think I asked somebody, I think Paul or somebody got in my ear. One of my groomsmen was like, they dropped the cake. Look to your right. And I looked over and I go, oh shit.
Was it still on the floor?
No, the sheet was just there.
Oh.
So it was just me and you on like a table. Like, you know, you're supposed to be on top of the world.
Yeah.
Nah, we was very flatland.
Oh.
And so I went, oh, but the way they positioned the cake, you didn't notice for like an hour. You didn't notice anything about the cake.
I was mingling.
Yeah. And then right before I took my brother Dallas out in the bar, I said, yo, let's grab a drink real quick. And while we were at the bar, somebody said, here's what happened. They said, after this song, we're going to do the bouquet in the garter. So I told Dallas, I said, let's go have a drink real quick before we do it. And we just talking. And then I hear, there's a fight. And I went, what? I go out there. My stepdad sucker punched my real dad at the wedding reception. And what I remember was the chaos when I walked in there, because it was one punch and people broke it up. But I just remember all the chaos surrounding. Like my dad was like this, like, My dad jumped back. I guess he got hit right here. He's like, what the fuck? Had his arms up. My dad's got a funny movement. What the fuck? And then I remember his wife and my Uncle Daryl and everybody, they got my dad over here. Then my mom and Rita, my Aunt Rita, my Uncle Bill, they grabbed Rod and they dragged him out. And I remember as Rob was walking by me, my mom was just saying, come on, let's walk outside. We're going to calm down. Let's walk outside. We're going to calm down, you know? And then that's the last I saw of him.
You know what I remember?
What?
I went up to the security guard because there were security guards all around. And I went up to the security guard, who was a white guy. And I said, where were you? Like, what happened? He said, I was watching the black side.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, keep in mind, you had about 200 people. There was only like 50 white people. So the majority of the people there were black.
Okay.
The white people was such a little pocket of the people.
That he wasn't watching.
Right. I'm not saying right or wrong, but if
Wrong.
I
I'm saying wrong. I'm saying
No.
wrong.
If you're at a nightclub,
Yeah.
if you're at a nightclub, a hip hop nightclub,
Yeah.
and that's basically what our wedding was. It was hip hop wedding.
Okay.
And you see all these black people at the hip hop club, and you see two white people, you see two white guys near each other. You're gonna think that's the last two people gonna get in a fight. Is the two white guys in a hip hop club with all these black people. So
that's okay. I get it.
The good thing, here's the thing. When somebody says something like that, when the security guard was like, well, I was looking at the black people. Would you have rather that him lied?
I would have rather
So he
his
was
ass
honest.
say, "Oh, I was just scanning everybody, and I just happened."
But he
to
was
miss
being
it."
honest. People, that's the thing. When people are dead honest, a lot of people don't want to hear that.
Well, I didn't
He
wanna
was
hear it.
dead honest like
didn't
this.
wanna hear it. That's not
Look,
what
I was looking at the black people. Sorry about that. I'm from Oakland. We in Oakland. I'm thinking this is home. I don't know who. And when, I don't want to freak people out. We didn't have security guards for the wedding. It was where the hall was. It came with security because people walked the grounds.
Do you remember what hall we had a reception?
No, it was like some botanical garden, some shit.
It was the Greek Orthodox.
The Greek Orthodox? What?
I can't remember the next word.
Yeah. It was some weird.
It was like on top of the hill. But do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of the church you got married in?
First AME.
Yeah.
On Telegraph.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. And then we stayed at the Marriott downtown Oakland.
Yep.
And we was trying to hook one of my groomsmen up, Derek, with one of your bridesmaids.
Which one?
The only white one.
Oh, Heather.
Heather. I was trying to hook them up. I wanted him to get laid so bad.
You didn't remember Heather's name?
No, I was just leaving it to you.
Oh,
You had two black, it was Jerry,
Yeah.
Heather,
Yes.
and Tammy was your bridesmaids. Now, who was
Derek-
my groomsman?
Paul.
Well, I just gave you one's name. I said
Derek.
Who was the third?
Mike.
Daryl.
Darrow.
This is how things change in life.
Darrow.
So we had.
Oh my God! I had two blacks and a white, and you had two whites and a black.
I had two blacks and a white.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
Paul's so light. He could pass.
Light skin's still black.
That's right.
If he got arrested, what would they say? Black guy.
Yeah.
He's black. No, what's interesting is when you get when you have a wedding like we did in 2003. It's funny because when we renewed our vows 13 years later, Derek wasn't there, Daryl wasn't there, Heather wasn't there. It's like your friends change over time. I just realized that. I go, dang. Because I remember I had my bachelor party in Vegas, and I got to be the only guy that everybody went to my bachelor party, did not go to my wedding. Like, they didn't show up. I had the Weiner brothers, Justin Jeffrey from 98 Degrees.
Why was that?
What?
Why do you think did we invite them?
They were invited, but they just didn't have the loot. They didn't have the loot. I mean, literally, that's what it came down to. They were struggling screenwriters.
Oh,
They were just like, dude, we want to come, man, but to get a hotel room and get up to Oakland and everything. I was like, guys, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're good.
Because we're gonna still be married.
Right. Yeah, all that, and we're still together, and you see all these beautiful weddings, and it doesn't last.
I know it was nowhere for us to go, but up.
Yeah, I had to apologize because I was like, dang, because I remember thinking you didn't even know what trailer park you married into.
I had no idea.
That trailer trash is serious.
Serious.
Yeah.
And it just got worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, that was an interesting wedding.
Yeah.
I remember I was so upset at some of the gifts on the wedding.
I was grateful for all the gifts.
Oh, I was pissed.
But let me tell you something about Gary. So Gary, he is a gift, okay, so they say people show love how they like to receive love. So Gary for gifts will give you, or he better not be giving you, but he'll give me a card with like a beautiful bow or something like that. And so when I think I'm giving something very special, you know, like a handwritten little card or note, he is like, skims it over and like, where's the gift? Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, I just wrote you this beautiful handwritten.
I don't remember ever getting a handwritten card.
Because
I remember you made an Instagram post one year and I was like, you can keep that shit.
You just got the Instagram.
I literally
that was last year.
I was like, you can keep that shit.
I
Where's
wrote
the gift?
Gary Owen the most beautiful Instagram. And I think I had like a video and I've never made a video. So I took like 2 days to try to make this video for him. And I think it was Father's Day or his birthday. Father's Day?
Father's Day.
It was last year. And, you know, I was so proud of it. And I thought it was like, he think it's so thoughtful. His reaction was so horrible that I told his ass, don't worry, because it won't happen again.
And I said, ain't nobody, I don't give a shit. Don't let it happen again. You ain't gonna make it. What kills me is people threat over nothing.
Please go.
You ain't gonna get no Instagram post next year. Oh, whoa, what the fuck? There goes my life.
I searched out the music I wanted to be attached to this beautiful picture movie Instagram-y thing. So go take a look at it. And then I want you to let me know how beautiful it was. Very thoughtful.
People on YouTube that are watching this, am I an asshole?
Yes.
Because this is my thing. It was Father's Day. I was gone, which was a Sunday. I was working. Didn't get anything. Nothing delivered to the hotel. No balloons. No fruit. No.
I made a beautiful
nothing.
Instagram
Hold on,
post.
listen. Nothing. Right? Come home Monday. I'm like, they'll have something. They'll have a cake, dinner, something. When I walk in the house and it was nothing, I went, did I get nothing for Father's Day? And you go, I made your Instagram post. And that's when I literally went, you could have kept that shit. And you were so mad. And he was like, well, you ain't gonna get shit next year. I go, ooh, slow down.
No more Instagram posts for you.
So people that watch this on YouTube, when it airs, was I being selfish? Because I make sure she's always good on holidays.
Okay, go back to my point. Like, I like small, like thoughtful things.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like very heartfelt things, whereas you like gifts. Do you know what I mean?
A balloon.
Babe, you would have been so hot if you came home.
If I had a balloon and a card, what it shows me is I just want to know there's effort.
It took me 2 goddamn days to make the Instagram post. I chose some music.
I don't know how that's possible. Who the fuck takes 2 days to make an Instagram post?
I didn't know what I was doing.
Good Lord.
I just thought I was.
Did you really say 2 fucking days?
Yes. I chose the pictures.
Okay.
Like, I chose the pictures.
This is what you did.
No.
It took you 2 days to do that shit?
I put them in a good chronological order.
Ooh, slow down.
Okay. Used a nice size word there.
Slow down.
I chose, what's the song by Aloe Black?
Well, I don't know. If you took so much time, you should never forget it.
I'm the man. You're the man. You're the best man ever.
Damn. Slow
like
down. Wow.
And your reaction just was so hurtful.
There was no reaction. The reaction was
don't do it. Was pointless. Don't do it. I didn't appreciate it. That was some stupid ass shit, pretty much.
Right. I didn't say stupid ass shit.
No, you didn't. But that's how I heard it.
I was more like, my thing is you gotta give effort, man.
I just told you I gave you 48 hours.
No, that's
I did not
that's
run
called
to Kroger
slow.
and get a balloon.
That's called slow.
Okay, well,
let's go. You got a teenage daughter. She could have did it in 5 minutes. Kenny would have had that shit up so goddamn fast.
True. I just wanted to do it because it was special to me. It was special only to me.
So much with a card or a cupcake. It could have been a fucking cupcake. You know, this is where I
send your ass so many cupcakes. You're gonna be tired.
This is where
you just wait.
This is how petty I am. And I'm the first one to admit I'm petty. So, it's better to give than receive. Yes. But it's also nice to know people are putting out, like I said, an effort to do something for you. So I don't need anything that costs a lot of money or anything like that. I just want to know, they actually got in a car and went somewhere and got me something, came back.
Which took 30 minutes because we live right next to Kroger. So instead of the 48 hours I spent to make this beautiful post, you wanted me to go 30 minutes.
It don't take 30 minutes to get to Kroger.
Get back.
If you're walking. Because we live right by Kroger.
Okay, so listen, my point exactly. So 15 minutes to get to Kroger.
Mm-hmm.
Choose a card, Hallmark. I would have gotten you Hallmark. A balloon.
That's what you should.
And that would have made you feel better.
That's what you should have did.
Okay. See, first of all, that's ugly because when you give something to someone, you're supposed to be giving it because you want to do it. Like it's coming from a.
Stop acting like you got me something. You made an Instagram post.
You got me something.
Stop acting like you went out and got me something. You're acting.
I really want people
your
to.
Conversation right now is like
I
you
really
left.
want people to tell me I was wrong.
We're gonna find out.
Okay, 48 hours of someone's time choosing all.
People
those
right now are gonna be like, this motherfucker took 40 hours to make an Instagram post. Stop acting like you built a website. You made one Instagram post and
but
everybody knows that shit didn't take 48 hours. You acting like you didn't sleep. Babe, you acting like you was in a factory,
babe.
Building a website.
I had to search all over for them pictures.
Okay.
And then I had to compile them and choose the ones I liked.
Stop acting like that is some back-breaking work. You are working out in your head right now?
I thought it was thoughtful. I thought it was thoughtful.
Well, okay. I don't want people to think it's just you. What's the best gift I ever gave you? No, Christmas, birthday, anything. No, hold on. I'm getting to that. Okay. What's the best gift I've ever given you? What's the worst? Because I know the worst.
Okay. The best is probably one of the cars.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be the portrait I made of you.
Oh, but probably one of the cards. No, because the portrait, let me tell you, the portrait would be a contender, but you wanted me to hang it like over the fireplace in the main part of the house.
Yeah.
And the portrait is like really beautiful, but it's me really big. And then you have really teeny tiny, stick figures of Gary, my kids, the dog, I don't know, a pot or pan or something. So it really makes me look like a selfish bitch because I'm huge and the rest of them are like an inch big. So I thought it should go in like place.
You gotta listen. The pots and pans is not what it was. What it is
I'm talking about the bottom.
Listen, no, there's no pots and pans on the bottom.
It's a big pan at the top.
No, on the top.
Yeah.
It's a big picture of you. And at the bottom,
it's you guys.
The four of us. It's the three kids, me and the dog.
Yes.
Like we're small, so we're kind of looking up.
Yes.
And what it is, it's like you juggling. Everything. So you got a spatula, you have keys.
It's a beautiful picture. Can you post it?
But it's just showing all that you do for the family.
No. I know. I get that. But
that's fine. But what's the worst? What's the worst? We'll move on.
No. To me, it felt like I was big and the rest of you guys were so little that it was all about me.
No, we just showing our appreciation for you.
Oh, well, thank you. Kind of like the Instagram post.
No, not even close.
Worst.
Not even. I had to drive to that guy's studio.
Listen, the worst gift were the 3 CDs that you got me for my birthday.
What year was that?
Bullshit I don't even listen to.
Yeah. Kenny Loggins, Backstreet and NSYNC.
Okay.
Because I liked them.
Right. And he needed them for his stand-up show.
Yeah.
So he gifted me with them to then say...
But I rapped them.
You rapped them. To then say, I need to take them on a road with me, okay? I was hot.
Here's what happened. I didn't grow up with birthday parties and all that stuff. I had birthday parties growing up, but it wasn't like I expected it every year. You're the one you're an only child. She said you always had these big birthdays with big gifts and everything. So first year we're officially together and it's your birthday. I never had a girlfriend. I don't know what the hell you get somebody like a girl for their birthday. So I go to like Tower Records, skimming through stuff, and I go, oh, everybody likes Kenny Loggins. No, they don't. I like Kenny Loggins. I was like, oh, Backstreet and NSYNC's popular. I'll get them this. And I rapped them. And I remember were in Atlanta.
No Boys to Men.
You was in Atlanta, Georgia, and we was at a Fairfield Inn. And that's when I gave it to you because you flew in because it was your birthday.
Right.
And we was at a shitty ass hotel and I gave you a shitty gift. And I remember you just you left. It was Fairfield Inn had no hallway. It was one of those hotels where you just
walk to the door,
go into the door, and there's a outdoor breezeway. So I remember you just stood on the breezeway and you was out there looking at the shitty cars, the shitty view, the shitty part of Atlanta.
My shitty boyfriend.
And you were just like, I was like, what's wrong?
Gift.
And you were just like, I grew up and I had great birthdays.
I did.
And you're like, you weren't crying, but you was a little emotional. And I was just looking at you like,
because I'm not a crier.
I said, I didn't know. I said, I promise you'll never have a bad birthday gift again. I don't think you have.
No. My gifts, let me just say this. Gary, besides that year, you are very thoughtful when it comes to gifts.
So I just expect some thoughtfulness back.
I know. I'm going to get better.
Instagram.
I'm going to get better.
Keep social media. You got to come with some gifts. and the thing about it is, it's not like you're paying for it. Whatever gift we get, we're both paying for.
Yeah. Oh, that was nice. You said we both are?
I mean, basically.
That was nice.
So I'm just saying, it's not like, oh my God, where did you get the money for this? From you.
Yeah.
So just saying. So I'm thinking the worst gift clearly was for me, the worst gift was Father's Day.
Yeah.
Last year. That was the worst. The best gift I've gotten, that's a good one. Let me see.
Didn't we do like the red sweet?
I did. That was my idea.
Oh
yeah.
But did I put it
No,
together?
I did. We went to the Reds game for your birthday, and I had your birthday come up on the Jumbotron one year. And I remember we were sitting in the Reds game. You go, I thought this was, you would not, you were so pissed. You was sitting there like.
First of all, I'm really not a baseball fan.
Well, you thought it was about me.
Yeah, I did. But I'm only good for like 7 innings. After 7 innings, you've eaten everything that you could eat at the game. So it's just time to go. I mean, it's just a little slow moving for me.
Baseball is slow. But I think the 5th inning is when your birthday was coming up. And you were, by the 4th, you was already steaming. You was like, and I was just looking
quiet.
at you.
I'm quiet.
I was looking at you like she don't even know what's coming. She don't even know. And you was like, and literally it was like perfect timing. You go, I knew it was coming. That's why I started needling you. I said, you acting like you mad. You mad about being at the game? You was just like, I feel like it's my birthday, but you did something you wanted to do on my birthday. And I went like this.
That's so me.
So literally I went, well, look. And you went like this. And there it is. Happy birthday, Kenya. The guys on the loudspeaker and everything. And you was like, oh my God. I was like, boom, shut down. And then we went out to the waterfront for dinner that night, and before it sunk, it was a shit. That was a good dinner too.
Yeah.
But here's why I still don't know the best gift. I can't.
There've been so many.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. Probably looking back on it, the gift that now that I have it, I like is
Kennedy.
That wasn't a Christmas gift.
Oh,
no.
I thought you gift for anything. She's
no that you got me a great winter coat, but it had like fur on the side. The black one I still wear because every time I wear it and I post it on social media, everybody's like, "Damn,
okay."
Sweet.
First of all, I have really good taste, and that is something else that took me days and days to find just the perfect one, just like that post.
Oh, because I thought Devin picked that out.
Hold up. I chose it.
Oh.
I sent it to Devin to say I wanted this one.
Devin was my stylist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a good friend.
He passed away a few years ago, but he was my stylist.
Yeah, he was a great
So I thought
stylist.
Devin picked it out.
A lot of
that had a lot
personality.
of Devin. That jacket said that had a lot of Devin in it.
I picked out that fucking jacket, okay?
I believe you. But let me tell you my worst Reds memory with Kenya. I was so pissed. So the Reds,
Babe, am I not fun?
Hold on. What? Listen, we go to Reds game and Aroldis Chapman was like, they were like, dude, they got this Cuban guy. He's throwing like 110 miles an hour. You got to see it. So his first game with the Reds, I'm like, let's go. I want to, and you know, he was a relief pitcher, so there's no guarantee he's going to get in. But he just got called up from Louisville, and he's like, he's probably if it gets in later innings, he might get in. So she is just on it. She's checked out. She's like, I'm ready to go. This game sucks. The Reds are getting killed. Okay. They were getting beat. They were getting beat pretty bad. And you're like, let's go. And I was like, hold on. I just want to see if he's going to get in. And you're like, babe. And I was like, fine, let's go. We get out. We're not in the car right in front of the stadium. And all of a sudden I just hear the crowd go fucking nuts. And I looked at you. I go, you better not get in. We turn on the radio. Aroldis Chapman just out of the game. I just looked at you like, you motherfucker. I said, if he ends up being the greatest pitcher of all time in some Hall of Fame career and I missed the first pitch he ever threw, I'll be so pissed. But
sorry. I'm still sorry.
But you did apologize. You was like, you got in the car, you go, I think you saw my face. You was like, I'm sorry. Here's the thing about when you marry a sports fan, and I'm a huge sports fan. So, you know, if it's baseball, basketball, football, boxing, I don't like to leave till the game's over.
Babe, I'm so sorry. That will never happen again.
Yeah, you told me that. But I don't think you've been to many games since.
But I'm still sorry.
But I'm that dude, man. I never give up. Like, I'm a Bengals fan. They could be down by 3 touchdowns with 30 seconds left. I go, it could happen. They can come back.
So if they were down by 3 touchdowns and it's like the Bengals and it's a super cold day, like below one of them crazy cold days, do you still stay if you are not in the club?
I stay. I'm always like this. I just seen some
it's
crazy
you and that
shit
fat
happen.
guy that they always show that's always there, rain or
I just always see the crazy shit happens at football games. And I don't want to go to a game and miss it.
Really?
Crazy shit happens. You never know. You never know. Not to saying they're going to win if they're down by 3 touchdowns, but you don't know if you see like a dude return a kickoff or there's an interception or some crazy play happens or somebody gets hurt. I just want to say I was there and saw it.
I like the Bengals, but I like it like at the beginning part of the season, like preseason when the weather's good and
so when it doesn't count.
Yeah, but the weather's good.
Sports. Well, I don't
comfortable.
know. Would you? Let me ask you this: would you rather be in 100 degrees in the sun at a football game, just sweating like in Miami in September, or would you rather be cold?
I'd rather be sweating because I think I look good wet.
No.
I would.
Hot.
I like it hot.
Hot. You can have that shit because once you're hot, you can't get cool.
Yeah, you do. You take the ice cold water bottle and you put it on your.
That is miserable. That's misery.
I read it on Facebook and it works.
No, I'd rather be cold because you can bundle up and get kind of warm.
I don't like being cold though.
I'm talking about 100 degrees. Because I remember I went to a Tampa game and it was so hot.
I had you in the Caribbean in 100 degrees. I wasn't complaining.
No. What I'm saying is at a football game, because it's hotter when you're in the stadium. The stadium's always like 10 degrees hotter because there's no wind. The sun's reflecting off the seats. Oh. It's always warmer in the stadium than it is outside. Because you're inside. You're engulfed. So it's like I'd rather be cold because you can bundle up. Look, I went to a Tampa game a couple years ago. And it was beginning of the year and it was so hot. I went up in the club level and just sat there. I never took my seat because we were just in the sun baking. And I was like, but at a football game, if I'm bundled up and got 2 pair of socks and thermals on.
I guess you could have those little heating things.
Yeah, you can. I'd rather be cold than just be sweating for no reason.
I just don't like being cold. Although since I've been with you, I've gotten more used to colder temperatures. Yeah. Because you like it, like your hotel rooms are pretty cold.
I like to hang meat. I like to hang steaks in my room.
Okay, so let me just tell, this is just what I want all guys to know. I like it. My compromise with Gary is 70. If I were by myself, it would be like 72. But let me tell you something about super cold. If you are trying to get some, having a cold ass hotel room is not the way to go because when you're cold, everybody got to stay all bundled. If it's hot, she has to take off the coat.
That's pimping 101. Every guy knows that. You're telling shit every guy knows.
I bet every guy don't know that because you have always had it cold unless it was
after I hit it. I don't know if you remember the first time you was in my room, but it was not cold. Once you get comfortable like this is the real me. I'm a White Walker from Game of Thrones. So you telling something every guy knows. Keep the room warm. So when the girl comes in, she's got to start peeling off clothes. Yeah, every guy knows that.
I mean, not
every experienced guy. Every guy over 28 knows that.
Okay, well, maybe this is for your fans under 28. I'm just saying, keep it warm.
I mean, everybody knows that. I would think.
Okay, so let me just say something. I read this article. Have you watched Jada Pinkett's new show, Red Table?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay. It's actually kind of interesting. Well, she recently mentioned that Will and his ex-wife sometimes go on vacations together. They just got back from Israel.
Are they taking his son? They take Trey?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that if they're taking the son.
Jada does not go.
Right. I'm okay with that. If they're taking the kid with them. They can't be going just a couple.
They are a couple. The kid is... Okay.
But he's with them. That's called a trust factor.
No, I don't even know if okay.
I don't have an ex, so
no. And even if you did, you would not.
If we had a kid together,
you wouldn't be going on vacation.
Let me ask you this:
as a family,
if
I can come on vacation with us.
This is what I'm saying.
But her mother.
If I'm worth $300 million like Will Smith, I'm not asking. I'm just gonna let you know, baby. I'm going, and I bet you here when I bet you here when I get back. I bet you here when I get back.
You know why?
So you gonna leave? You gonna leave? Hold on. I'm worth $300 million. One of the most powerful men in the entertainment business. I'm like, I'm gonna go with my ex-wife and my kid. We're going to go somewhere for a weekend.
no, I don't know.
And you know her.
Because let me tell you something. I was born and raised in Oakland. So that is so far out of anything that even seems familiar.
You know how many people got 300 million in Oakland? 2.
Well, maybe, but it just doesn't work like that. So I think you revert back to what feels normal.
I will say this.
That
if
shit was
you're
not
worth
filled.
300 million
Yes.
and you want to go with your ex, I'm going to be like, I'll be here when you get back. Thank you for this beautiful home.
See, that's why we work. We different.
I would be like this. And I'd be on Instagram like this. Just
Have
living
fun.
my best life thanks to my baby.
Have fun.
Yes,
Y'all
thank you for
be
this
safe.
house. Where's she at? With her
Safe
ex.
travels.
It's all love. We trust each other. So
No.
you can do
I
it
don't
too.
get down like that.
I don't have an
So-
ex, so
Bridget should stay where she is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You
So.
already mentioned that early in the show. All
right. I don't know where this is going. Anyways, all right, y'all. Well, it was a pleasure having you on as my first guest.
Oh, I'm your first guest.
First guest ever.
I know.
never.
Would you have me back?
And it's gonna take a while.
What? It wasn't.
We'll talk about it off the air.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Trying to bring you down a little bit because I know right now if I was to say yes all the time, you might show up every week.
Not
And I
every
do like
week.
to talk about other things. But aside from being my wife, thank you for being my first guest on my
and
podcast.
And your best friend? Am I your best friend? Am I your best friend?
Are you my best friend? Certain days. Some days you are. Some days you're not.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
That's
I know some days
can
I'm
I
not
get the
yours.
number one question about you. Oh, he's so funny. Is he so
All the time?
funny? Oh,
Yeah.
I get it all the time. You know what I tell him?
What?
Depends on the time of the month. Sometimes he's funnier than others.
I wonder if people that date porn people are like, oh my God, does he fuck all day?
Oh God! Oh my
Yeah. Like if you married to a porn chick, are they like this? Oh, what's anal like all the time?
God!
You just hit her from the back and miss just to mess with her a little bit.
Oh God! Oh God! Are your shows usually this dirty?
Nah, this is the dirtiest it's probably ever been. But all right, y'all. Once again, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you to Kenya. Do you want to pump your social media or
Yeah, social media is truly Kenya.
don't look for a lot of Instagram posts? It's gonna take her 2 fucking days to make one post. So if you see any pictures, just know if she makes a post on Wednesday, she started it on Monday.
Only if there are multiple pictures involved.
Right.
Okay.
All right, y'all. This is Gary Owen.
Love you. Thank you.
All right. Love you too. With the Get Some podcast. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Do you got to get the last word in?
Oh,
Really?
Did I?
Let's try it again. This is Gary Owen with the Get Some podcast. She thought it was her show. If you want to listen to my podcast, just go to iTunes, search Gary Owen, #Get Some.